In the first chapter, I would like to share with you the personality traits and characteristics that Abraham Maslow noticed within self-actualizers. For example, humor. He noticed that there are two types of humors, more of a lower level humor and a higher level humor. The higher level humor seems to be more applied by self-actualizers. The lower level humor is more of a cruel and hostile humor. He came up with the example that he once saw a woman that got bitten by a dog, and there was another guy laughing at that. That's more of a lower level humor. The lower level humor is also quite often at the expense of others. So if you're standing on a party and somebody's making a joke and laughing at others and putting others down, that is a lower level humor. And by nature, if you put others down, you make a joke at others' expenses, you yourself appear to be better, more valuable, right? And Abraham Maslow also hypothesized that people do engage in this humor just to also prove their own value. The higher level humor is different. Here, people do have the ability to laugh at themselves. It's more an educational type of humor, and it's not at the expense of others. It's not hostile, and they are even indeed enjoying to make others great. They can even make a joke where they even lift other people up. They put them in a very positive light. And Abraham Maslow also said that this type of joke cannot be understood by everybody. Not everybody finds this super funny. And also he noticed that self-actualizers, they more often have this flooding, loving smile about jokes and not this this belly laugh. Abraham Maslow also talked about the perception of reality. Self-actualizers seem to have a more correct and honest perception about life. So an example, you're at work and you're generally insecure. And one of your colleagues is though doing pretty well, he's doing a pretty good job. Now, you're insecure, that person is doing much better, that makes you even feel less valuable. You feel even more insecure. And that makes you feel jealousy, for example. So you start to not like this person as much because you kind of feel offended if somebody's doing much better, because it kind of shows that maybe you're less valuable, at least in your perception, and that's why you start to hate this person. So you cannot look at your colleague anymore in an honest and truthful way. Your perception is skewed because you're projecting on your colleague something that is not truthful. And on the other hand, self-actualizers, they have a much more healthy self-esteem. So if somebody's doing much better than them, they don't feel threatened by that, because they do know, hey, I'm valuable. And they're more inspired if somebody else is doing better. They even more try to learn from them. They don't have a hard time praising them, giving them compliments, and feel actually happy for them. And as a result, they're capable to look at this person as they are. The good and the bad, they can judge it very objectively, very truthfully. Generally, self-actualizers are also more sensitive to superficial people and generally people who are not truthful at all. Another example, continued appreciation. Self-actualizers seem to continuously be able to appreciate the basics in life. They still, after all those years, enjoy the sunset, looking at flowers and looking at their partner. Even after they're together for 10, 20, 30 years, they can still look into their eyes and see the beauty of it and still enjoy looking at their partner after all those years. So they're not just enjoying the triumph. They're not just enjoying if something special is happening. They're having amazing sex, or they're getting a promotion, or they're having an amazing work day, which is not happening all the time. No, they're also able to enjoy the mundane, the basics, the things that they've seen already thousands of times. They're still capable to feel love and truly appreciate. Another one, problem centering. Abraham Maslow noticed that most of the self-actualizers, they do have a mission and a purpose they want to fulfill, which is beyond themselves. So they're not just trying to build a business for the sake of building a business or for the sake of becoming a millionaire. They do have a mission which contributes something. And again, they don't want to contribute so they feel like they're worthy. They want to contribute because they think it's important and the world needs it. And also, The type of work they do, though, seems to fit very much to their personality and their characteristics. So it really seems like they found their ideal medium. And Abraham Maslow also noticed that if he asked self-actualizers, let's imagine you could not follow this career anymore and you had to do something else, what would you do? And those people had a really hard time actually coming up with a solution. People who are not self-actualized, who are not following their passion, if you would ask them, hey, if you would do something else, they would immediately come up with something. Yeah, I would like to do this or that, or rather something in this direction. But self-actualizers who really found their mission and are really in their ideal medium do have a very hard time answering this question because they don't know what else. They already found the career and the mission and the purpose in life that they actually really truthfully fit. And the list of characteristics of self-actualizers goes on and on and on. For example, they enjoy privacy much more, they're much more creative. They do have different type of values that seem to be very common among self-actualizers. They're much more accepting towards oneself and others. They're more spontaneous, more natural, have a higher need for autonomy, much more profound relationships, and a higher Gemeinschaftsgefühl, so they feel much more connected to humanity. Now, being a self-actualizer does not mean that you don't have any problems anymore. You can still feel fearful, sad, you can feel bored, hurt, you can have all those type of emotions. That's still part of being a human. And nevertheless, you might ask yourself now, well, how do I become self-actualized? How do I do that? What needs to happen? What are the action steps? And to understand that, I would like to introduce to you the hierarchy of needs. And you might know it already, but bear with me, there will be new insights waiting in the next chapter for you.